And
But
that's passion.
how about like in business? Even I experienced that. Like sometimes you are passionate about something, but it didn't work. It doesn't work, and you have something else that you're not so passionate about it, but it works. That's why now the new, gurus, they always say only do what you are passionate about. I say do what works, and then go find out what try to survive, and then find out what you are passionate about. So what
Yeah,
do you
it's
think
not
about
either
that?
or. It's not either or. I mean, you're bringing a very valid point, which I personally, by the way, suffered from for a while. That being said, it's not either or. And here's the thing. If you are, remember, I mean, if you take the three circles of the things that I mentioned, doing what you love, what you are good at, and what is of value to the world, that's the sweet spot of a passionpreneur. All right. Now you take out what you love out of the equation and you do what you're good at and is needed by the world. That's demand and supply. And this is what you're talking about. Now that is great for building a business. That is great for being an entrepreneur. Okay. If you love business for the sake of business, then
You love
those,
the game of business. So I love the game of business more than sometimes technically
yes.
the business itself. Yeah.
Yes. So for you, it's irrelevant. And there's nothing wrong with it. Let me be clear, because in my courses, I teach few things and I'll explain to you now, but there's nothing wrong with it. If you love the business for the sake of business, but not everybody's there also. Some people like me, I cannot. I mean, I was doing fine. And if I would have continued in that last path, I would have probably been doing even 10 times better today. It's just that I had that inside itch that was not being fulfilled by my situation, because I had other things that I was looking for. So you see, so for example, people get into different ventures for one of three reasons. Either it's work is work, job is a job, project is a project. Either it's fun, or either it's a mission. And when you know where you sit on those, so people in general who do business for business, to them is just work or work and fun. But at the end of the day, work is work. Numbers are numbers. Who cares? And they're happy with their life, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful. This is who they are. They're living true to their way of living life. People who like fun more in their work are typically people who work in hospitality. They want to make a living, but they want their day-to-day to be fun. They want to sit surrounded by nice stuff. They want to have fun along the way. They would die in a banking business, for example. And then you have the third layer, which is a mission and a calling. These are people who work in war zones. These are people who work in military. These are people who work in things that have a lot less, I mean, they find it fun, but it has a lot less on the fun, a lot less on the money, and a lot more on the mission and the service factor. So when you know where you sit in these systems, and then you look at the doing what you love, what you're good at, and is of value to the world, you'll be able to define. So if you are talking to me about a passion business, you have to take all three. If you're talking to me about a business, of course, there is no other way to succeed in business except the concept of what you're good at and what is needed by others. If you're supplying something that nobody wants to buy, then you're not going to succeed. And that also dependent on the person themselves. So let's say in your situation, you say, okay, I've got 2, 3 businesses. They're keeping me financially independent. I can afford to do it. And now I can explore my passion business as a hobby, which slowly converts into business. That's one way of doing it. Other people, I decided to buy a one-way ticket. I'm an extremist. So I said, listen, one-way ticket. And when I came back, I said, I'm betting my life on passion. Now you think when I started, I told you, 2014, 2015, nobody wanted passion. It's only this year, now I'm 2017, that people are like, oh my God, this guy's talking about passion, we want passion. But, there was 2013, 2014, 2015. I mean, 2015, December, I was sleeping on the floor at my friend's place because I didn't have money to pay rent. For somebody who's in his late
So you
30s,
created the market from scratch, yeah.
somebody who's in his late 30s, after being in the success that I was in, being in 16 years in a country which is, they call it the gold town, is not good from the outside. However, I was playing long term. So I was no longer looking at the short-term sacrifices I'm making. I knew I'm planting seeds. And the long-term journey of passion is a farming business, is not a hunting business. The entrepreneurial business on a short term is a
It's
hunting
like
business.
networking.
Yeah, it's a farming business. You got to farm, you got to farm, you got to farm, and it's hard work day in, day out. So, but however, look at it now. Slowly, the tree of all what I farmed is starting to come up. Give it
Then
a
it's
few years from,
priceless, yeah.
but then I'm able to also take a step back. So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying there are multiple ways. For me, the incident that I had in India always reminds me, If I said, let me give it 5 years of building a business, and once I'm financially independent, I'll turn to my passion, the only answer in my head is, can you guarantee you're going to live the 5 years? Because I've had an incident before, and I was like, well, I actually can't guarantee it anymore. So no, I don't want to. I don't want to wait. I'm impatient. I want to start it now because I might be dead tomorrow. But that's my journey. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. What you're saying is very correct for somebody who wants to start a business, and maybe you can do both. Everybody's got a different journey, and this is a lot of the stuff that I teach in my Passion Journey course.